And here we are coming to you live from our top secret broadcasting bunker. We finally made it. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Everybody have a big party here. Good to be with you today. The lights are on. I don't have a ceiling in here, though, but the lights are on. The electrician just finished up with everything this morning about 10 o'clock, and we're excited about that, which means that, number one, we're on. We're live today. We're back in business with the exception of, hang on, this thing right here, which apparently is going bad, and I think this is what's been causing a lot of our problems in church streaming. Sometimes the feed will just cut out. Well, I think it's this box here, and these stuff goes bad is what happens, and so I'm trying to keep up with all the stuff that's going bad. And here in the last 2 weeks, it has. Wait a minute. You need to see my whole face, don't you, here? Hang on here. Let's do this. There, how's that? There we go. It's been tough trying to keep up with everything that needs to be kept up with, and then the devil says, watch this. I'll do this. And that's what he did the night we had our fire. It's like the devil said, well, watch what I do. And God said, oh, yeah, watch what I do. And so anyway, we're just thankful. We are just thankful that nothing worse happened. I was standing outside the church anticipating flames starting to shoot through the roof at any moment. And that fortunately never happened. But it was kind of troubling standing out there. And I thought, what are we going to do, you know? So the cleanup has taken a while. Getting everything back up in working condition has taken a lot. And then going to New York, and I'll just talk about resistance just for a little bit. Maybe all day, I don't know. I've got some things I want to talk about. Bible Truth TV is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how men become animals. I want to talk about that. But let's just talk about resistance and the frustration. If the devil knows, he's going to try multiple ways of getting to us all, one way or the other. That's his nature. That's what he does. The devil is an intelligent beast, but he is still a beast. And he just has this nature that there's just things he's got to do, and this is what he tries to do. He tries to give us frustration, which I've had a lot of. And, you know, here I'm sitting here ready to start talking, and all of a sudden, cameras go off, and it's frustrating. And, you know, you try to, okay, what do I do? What do I do? How can I do this? And so on. And it just, frustration tires you out. And I've been tired because of everything that has happened. The fire, that was a frustration. That was something that, you have all these ideas of what you're going to do, and then all of that gets thrown away. And it's frustrating because I've got this work that not that I have to do it, I want to do it. And it gets tiring and it gets frustrating. And then, so dealing with all of that, trying to get at least a bare minimum of some of the stuff that we do back online, so we could have church service. And so we're going to have church service Sunday no matter what. It's just a matter of bringing everybody else in on, along with it. And something that I had noticed the Sunday after the fire, we had probably our biggest online audience for a Sunday morning than we've ever had. And that to me is God, and we give him all the praise and all the glory, all the credit for everything that he has done. He is an amazing God. He's good to me, undeservedly good to me, but he's good to me, and he's good to you as well because he loves you. Then we had to leave for New York, right in the midst of everything that's going on, and I'm trying to think, how are we going to get all this stuff done while I'm gone? And we've got great people in our church. that just stood up and said, "Pastor, we're going to help." And they did. Lots of offers to help from people, and that was a blessing from everybody. But then when we get to New York, here's what's really interesting. I got to adjust my pillow and my back heat. It's one of those days on top of everything else. We get to New York, and I'm just, I'm like I was in Nairobi. Why am I here? I don't know why I'm here. Pastor Alex, I can tell you, a good man. I love him. He's not Mike Hoggard. He's different than me. But we had good fellowship there, and him and his wife and his church. It was good to see all the folks from Rochester and folks from different places. Tom from Bristol was there, and several others. And it was just good to see you all. And Monday night, I preached and just kind of went through some things, and God gave me liberty. I asked God, I don't know these people. I don't know what they stand for. I don't know what they believe in. I don't know how they think. I know that when you have a situation like that, you could go into some guy's church, say the wrong thing, and you're done. But I believed, and I know now that he is a Bible believer, King James Bible believer. And so Monday night went well. God gave me liberty. We had fun. We had a good time in the Word. And then Tuesday morning, he was having some pastors from different areas, independent Baptist pastors from just sort of around upstate New York. Some of them came quite a bit distance. That's something they do every month. They just meet together. Independent Baptists are not, they are the denomination that is not a denomination. They're not really organized. However, they do have groups that they fellowship in. And there were several pastors there at that meeting, and I preached a message. We do have it online called "Don't Sell Your Vineyard." It was based upon 1 Kings 21. The first time I ever heard Pastor Reg Kelly preach, he preached that message, and that same weekend, and it stuck with me, and I just kind of did a variant of that, and I just dealt with the King James issue. And I could tell that there were some guys there that loved it. They came to me and said, "Pastor," some pastors came to me. "Pastor, a lot of that stuff, we were there, but, you showed us something new. Well, we thank you for that." And they're all cautious men, and I don't blame them. I am. I don't have just anybody come stand in my pulpit. I just don't do it. And so I don't blame them for being cautious, especially some guy named Mike Hoggard. There was one guy there. I'm pretty sure he was a pastor. You kind of read body language, okay? And when you're preaching along and you're getting people nodding their head and amen, and that's body language. I was reading his body language, and the words that he was saying was "no" or something like that. And so there was some resistance there. And then Pastor Alex, he mentioned, I can't remember if it was right after that or Tuesday evening, that he had received an email from another pastor. He didn't tell who it was. I don't know who it was. Don't want to know. Telling him, "You need to get that Mike Hoggard out of there. You need to cancel that meeting." And Pastor Alex, I appreciate the stand that he took. I apologized to him. I said, "Pastor, I'm sorry." He said, "For what?" I said, "That you're getting this on my account." He said, "Don't worry about it." He said, "I told the guy I'm an independent Baptist preacher, which means I think God told me to do this. I was right, and I'm going to have him back. So we're going to go back probably somewhere around April. Be watching for that. Two guys on the committee from Fargo, North Dakota, have been trying to get in touch with me. I haven't answered back yet. I'm sorry. Trying to confer or confirm the date in March for the Fargo/Moorhead, Minnesota conference up there in the Arctic Circle. And I'm looking forward to going back up there too. But the resistance, and here's the thing. People ask me, do the Masons call you? Do the Masons come by and do they come after you and threaten you? And I bet they do. Never happened. It's never happened. Never happened that someone, I've never gotten a phone call from Aleister Crowley's grandson, never got a phone call from a guy identifying himself as being a chief member of the Illuminati, never gotten a call from any government official, agency, FEMA, Department of Homeland Security, never gotten a threat from any of them. Here's the sad part. The resistance and the accusations and the name-calling have come from King James Bible people. That's who it's come from. And I'm not going to get into names. And the reason why is I have the idea that if that man is standing on that book, and that is his foundation for what he believes, and he'll preach that book and teach that book and meditate on that book and encourage others to stand on that book only, I'm hands off. I don't say nothing about them. I think they're good guys. Why? Because they're telling everybody about the book. But I don't know what motivates some of these who have made videos on me, who have sent emails out on me. I don't know what their motivation is. I have been called a heretic, and that's, to me, that's funny. It's funny, strange, because I've done nothing but tell people, I believe this right here. I believe every word in it. I don't really understand every word in it. They don't either. But I believe what it says. I try to live by what it says. My thoughts are anchored. One of the pastors, good man. I've had a couple email chats with him since then. And it was either him or another one said, how do you keep from going off the deep end? That's kind of what he said. And I said, what do you mean? He said, you got all these thoughts and ideas, and he said, what keeps you from going too far? And I said, well, I try to, again, this is where that biblical language comes in. I said, I have an anchor. And I said, I anchor myself to the words that are in this book. And I got thoughts running through my head all the time. Some of them have panned out as not being true. Pretty stupid, actually. And but these thoughts that run through my mind, these questions that I have, these ideas, is it going to be like this? Is the Antichrist going to be like this? Is the rapture